Below, what's up, brother? How are you
Well,
today?
chilling. Was watching wrestling, watching whatever basketball game on there. I'm more concerned with this. Let's do this. How you doing?
I'm okay. I just got a little confused about what's the he's the creator of the Greater Haters Inc. That sounds
Yes.
really awesome. I'm
It's
just a
not.
tush pusher.
It's
It's
not.
not. Oh,
I don't want to
dang.
know what tush pushing is, but that probably means something different depending on where you live.
If you're not from Philly, you're probably pissed off about it.
It's offensive. It triggers people. Not
Yeah,
me. I think
I've
it's
seen
hilarious
people
though.
very angry. There are a lot of people that are very angry about the tush push. They get pissed off, up in arms about it, and I
Yeah,
love
they
it.
like being mad about shit. They still trying to say the Eagles refs cheated. The refs cheated for the Eagles. Like, refs don't cheat for the Eagles. What the hell is wrong with you?
Right. Eagles just played
Like
well because they didn't get a
everybody
single
was getting
play.
away with shit.
Yeah, it's just the game. It's the nature of the beast.
Hmm.
You don't like it, don't play football. You know what I mean? Don't watch it.
Right. Just accept that your team is inferior to the team that they lost to by 14 because they were not prepared or they were just beaten. So
Absolutely.
swallow your
Yeah.
pride, accept it, and move forward. Because
Yes,
there's
indeed.
still Cowboys fans out there complaining about San Fran. That was
Yeah.
weeks ago, and he's still bitching about that. Like, get a life, y'all. Y'all done
Yeah.
played multiple games since then. Well, at least one game, and you lost that game. So y'all might want to focus. I don't know.
Hmm.
Pay attention. Stop worried about 2 weeks ago. Worry about now. The fact that you got
Yeah.
people injured and all that shit. Anyway,
Hmm.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
no. Fans just getting on my damn nerves as usual.
And it's funny because people get so upset, up in arms about the littlest things in football, and all I say is,
Mm-hmm.
if you get mad about what happens on a football game and what you get mad about certain plays a team is running, oh, you're probably gonna get mad about what we say on live from the bench.
Oh, absolutely. They definitely gonna get mad at what we.
Oh man, I think Boulevard was talking and the entrance came on, but hey.
Naturally. Story of my life.
Well,
All
we're
right.
back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Live from the Bench. It's your boy GQ, and I'm joined by the co-host and the creator of the Greater Haters, Boulevard.
I don't know what the greater haters are. It just rhymed. Just
It's
needed
pretty
something to fill
immaculate.
that space. I'm pretty immaculate.
Well,
But that
ladies
is
and
neither
gentlemen,
here nor there.
yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we just finished another great week of football. It was fun to watch. The Eagles won, the 49ers lost, and it's time for us to give you guys the mighty Morphin Power rankings for the week 8.
Yeah, that sounds fun. You excited?
Morphin. Shifting the turbo. 0 range of 5.
Aye, 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 aye. I guess we're going to start this list off with Alpha 32,
Mm-hmm.
which is naturally the only winless team in the league, the Panthers. And as I said last week, I'm not talking about them until they win. So we can go ahead and call this one a wash, and I can move on to 31 unless you got something to say about Carolina.
All I got to say about Carolina is this: I cannot believe they're winless. It's
Really?
not like I just didn't expect anybody to still not have a win at week 8. I figured somebody would have gotten at least one, but here we are.
Mm. There's always next week or the week after that. I mean, eventually they got to win one. Eventually. Maybe they'll upset somebody last couple of weeks of the season and fuck up playoff chances. I doubt it, though. This is not a good roster. They got pieces, but it's not a good team. And their
Yeah.
quarterback's kind of doo-doo. So, yeah, let's look forward to next season. They'll be living in Charlotte or rooting for them Carolina teams.
Yes.
Always next season. That's more than I even cared to talk about them to begin with. See, y'all already messing me up altogether. I was not going to talk about that bum ass squad.
Perfect.
Matter of fact,
Next.
moving on. Number 31, Arizona Cardinals. I mean, I had like 4 choices here. I didn't use my usual system. I said, fuck it, I'm going to make my own list because I'm sick of going through the motion with everybody else's list. No, this is Boulevard's list. Number 31, the Cardinals. Murray should be back week 10, week 11. I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, Dobbs is going to help somebody in somebody's quarterback room next year as a backup. I mean, they'll probably start saying, oh, he's the best backup in the league. He's not, but I mean, he'll be top 45 or so. He'll be adequate if you need him in a pinch. So somebody who needs a backup with some experience, you could do worse than Dobbs. You could have Nathan Peterman, for example.
I think the smart thing, if you're smart in your Arizona, I say you let Kyler finish out the year on the pup list.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just keep him there. There's no reason to bring him out, especially week 10. That's a waste.
Right. Y'all ain't going nowhere this year. There is no purpose to having him on the field. None. He's coming off an injury. He'll probably end up back on injury because it's not a good roster. So,
I think
one way or another, he'll get hurt.
Right. The best thing to do is let Dobbs stay in there,
Mm-hmm.
get his reps in. It'll be the only time he's ever started a full season. Let him do it. There's no point in bringing Kyler back in.
Right. It's over. Season's over for y'all. Y'all probably already mathematically eliminated. So, start planning for your off season, if anything. But don't worry about who's running quarterback because it's going to be Dobbs until further injury notice. Ain't no need for Murray. Murray can go home and play COD or Fortnite or whatever. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Number 30, Vegas, the Las Vegas Raiders. As I say every week, y'all got to trade Devontae. He deserves better. I mean, Jimmy G is ass and he's injured and they're out there riding it out with AOC. By AOC, I don't mean that tiny little senator, the little cute little senator girl. No, I mean Aiden O'Connell, whoever the hell that is. He's the current quarterback for the Oakland Raiders, and that should be your sign that the season's a wrap. If you got somebody that nobody can even name or point out in a picture, or even if you say his initial, try to give him a nickname, you think it's somebody else, he's that irrelevant, the season's over.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think it was, listen, to this day, I still thought Jimmy G was starting. I didn't know that Aiden O'Connell usurped him.
No, one of my fantasy teams made it very clear to me that Jimmy G was not starting. Because my dumb ass had him at my quarterback. That team's obviously not very good this year.
Yeah. Well, lucky you.
No. Not at all. Number 29. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I didn't have anything.
Oh. Number 29, New England Patriots. I don't even think they should have won that game. Like, this seems that bad, but somehow they beat Belichick. I mean, they beat Buffalo in a game they had to lead most of the game, but Buffalo they came back and took the lead. But then, there was that 1-yard touchdown pass to Gesicki with 12 seconds left. I don't know. I call it a fluke, and I'm sure everybody out there agrees with me. Patriots are not a good enough team. They should not have been good enough to defeat Buffalo, but that's what happened. And you can only play the teams in front of you. So you move up 1 point this week.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't think that. I was shocked that this game was even. I think the only reason why they won is probably because they had Mac Jones. I feel like if they had Malik Cunningham starting, he probably wouldn't have won.
Malik Jones Mac had a solid game, but I'll never give him credit for a win.
I feel as though they should have just, at this point, like they know they're not going. Bill Belichick has to know that they're not going to the playoffs.
But yeah,
he has to know.
If anything, Buffalo lost that game.
Yeah. Definitely.
But they're not firing Belichick. They're clearly not going to fire him. They re-signed him, apparently. That's what the boss said the other day. I think Schefter said it. They re-signed him. It's to a longer contract. That man need to go home.
He needs
He needs to go the fuck home. Go home, read to his grandkids, play with his damn dog. But what we don't need is him out here stinking up a football field at this point.
Absolutely. 100%.
All right. What you got for Patriots? Anything?
I got nothing. I'm sick of the Patriots.
Yeah, I agree with you. Number 28, New York Giants. They got Tyrod Taylor starting. He should start next week, too. If it wasn't for the fumbling issues, it would have been a much better game for the Giants. But they couldn't hold on to the ball.
Yeah, I feel like low key, I feel like the Giants offense likes having him in the backfield.
They looked a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot better with without Danny Dimes in there.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyrod Taylor's a capable quarterback. He's a decent backup.
I agree. I feel like when you get quarterbacks, because I've always said put some respect on Tyrod Taylor's name because he was winning in with the Chargers. So I'm about to say the Rams. He was winning with the Chargers. Yeah, the Chargers. And every time he went to he was doing okay with the Bills before they had Josh Allen. He was doing well with the Browns. I mean, everywhere he goes, when he comes in,
he doesn't lose you games.
Yeah, he's a
very that's all you want out of a backup is they won't lose the game for you.
Like he's very capable. I feel like that there was a point where he was benched because they basically tried to kill that man when the doctor stabbed him in the chest.
Right. There should have been some consequence of some kind for that. Because I mean, how the fuck do you do that? How are you? Yeah. What?
Yeah, he got a settlement, like a payout for that.
No, boy, should have been out of work. Like that doctor should have lost his license or something because that's
absolutely
malpractice or something.
That's exactly what it is.
It's ridiculous. You're fucking with that man's career, and I know to me, that was probably intentional. It's probably told to do that.
Yeah, because if that didn't happen, if that never happened, we wouldn't have known who Justin Herbert was.
Right.
Because Tyrod Taylor was having a very solid season that year. So
yeah.
So I think it was right. Tyrod Taylor's capable.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many wins they'll get with him because it's still not a very good team, and they won't be getting 6 sacks like they did this week ever again this season. So, much like the Patriots win, this Giants win, this 14-7 win was a fluke.
Can't believe that was all that was scored. That shit is bothering me. Seeing teams score little points like that bothers me.
Hey, if you ain't got the weapons to score more than that, well, you can't do anything. Yeah, that's where the Giants are. They don't have a 21 point per game roster.
True. And that's probably the reason why they're not scoring much. Probably got if it wasn't for the Panthers, the Giants would probably be the new pick for the number 1 overall pick. If they just wasn't, I feel like they want to be good so bad that they pretend to be good.
Like the Cowboys.
Yeah. Like they pretend to be good so they can play a little good, but
I don't see how they can look at their game, their play, and say that they're a very good team. They can't. This was their best game, and they scored 14 points. It's not a good team.
Yeah, I agree there.
Number 27, Chicago Bears. No Justin Fields. They almost looked competent with Tyson B. Agent at quarterback with his whole 162 yards and no turnovers. That's the best performance they've had passing-wise all season. Wow. Miracles do happen in Chicago.
It boils down to basically that You bring somebody who doesn't know. The reason why Badgett is probably performing well is because Eberflus probably has a solid solid system.
They had him dinking and dunking. He wasn't doing anything special. He was dinking and dunking, like short pace, short, simple passes, first reads, all that shit. He wasn't doing much.
But
It
he
was the
probably has.
Raiders with Brian Hoyer. They would have lost to any other team this week, but they were playing the Raiders with McDaniels and Hoyer. That's the only reason they got the win. They were playing the Raiders.
But I
And
feel
the other
like
team would have destroyed them.
I feel like Fields would have lost that game though, because they just can't coach it. Because I feel like they just can't coach Fields. I feel like that's what it is. Because I feel like you bring when you have Fields in that quarterback, I feel like they're trying to be super aggressive with their play calling, but with Badgett, you're very conservative.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel like is going on with.
But conservative doesn't win you games. They only won because they were playing Brian Hoyer at quarterback on the other side and McDaniels. So, that was almost an easy win. And I feel like with Fields in the game, it wouldn't have been any different. It just Bears would have had more rushing yards. Like, because the Raiders are a worse team top to bottom. Even with Max Crosby and Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs. That's it. I mean, that's it.
That's
like you look at the starts, that's it. They're not going far with that. They don't have the weapons or the pieces around those stars to do anything. It was an easy win. And every team should be able to beat the Raiders this year. Every team should be able to beat the Bears except the Raiders and maybe the Cardinals.
Fuck the Raiders.
But the Bears are like this bottom five for a reason. All of those teams were bad. And Tristan B. Agent, I wouldn't expect much else out of him next week or against any other competition in the league. 162 will be his career high.
Oh, he'll be after the end of the season. We will never hear his name again.
Hell no, we won't hear his name again. He'll end up in the USXFL or whatever.
Yeah,
maybe if he's lucky. Now we're up to another fluke. Oh yeah.
No, I was just about the whole spring league thing. They changed the prospective name again. Like they have no idea what they're doing.
Obviously. Number 26, the Denver Broncos.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Will Lutz should be player of the game. He had 4 field goals, including a 52 or 51-yard game winner against the Packers. But most importantly, no turnovers for the Broncos. Granted, it was the Packers, but somebody's got to win, and this week the Broncos got to win. So they get to move up a few notches in the power rankings.
Ooh, go Broncos.
They're still there's still something's not right, and I think it's Russ. I really think it's Russ because you look at the rest of that team is capable.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, it's not statistically Russ, but it's Russ. He's the problem. He's the leader on the field. They're not playing up to their potential when you look at their roster. No, it's Russ. It's been bad for years, but it's Russ. I'm just pointing the finger at him because I don't see anyone else out there to take the full responsibility. He's the quarterback. It's on him.
Well, listen. Yeah, I was just exactly what I was going to say. He is the quarterback. You are the guy making the that you carry that big money. It's your job. Mm-hmm. You have to win this game. If we're not winning, it's on you.
Yep.
So yeah, there's no disagreement there. I'm not going to disagree with you.
Someone had to win. Right, number 25. It's the Tennessee Titans. Tannehill's hurt. It's either Malik Willis or Will Levis starting. Either way, somebody is starting in Nashville. Trade Derrick Henry as soon as you can and just embrace the rebuild. Because if you're still trying for a playoff spot, you're only lying to yourself. You're not a playoff team. You're a team that would get in and immediately leave. No, leave that spot for some team that deserves it. You're not that team. Your defense is not that defense. Your offense is like almost irrelevant, almost nothing.
Mhm.
So it's time to move on. Maybe you can use these new young pieces and actually build some semblance of a modern offense. Who knows? But that whole Derrick Henry, just give it to Derrick Henry 30 times a game, that's done. That's done for. We're moving past that. It's time for y'all to catch up to the rest of us and give us a real team in Nashville, a real contender, not just what you've been getting by on Derrick Henry's legs, Derrick Henry's bulk. Move on. Is that Tennessee? It's over. Start fresh.
Tennessee lost this week, right?
I believe so. I had all that on the screen at one point.
Because I think I had it that they lost twice this week.
Damn. What?
Yeah, they lost twice this week.
How you lose twice in a week?
Because they traded. Yeah, they lost. Wait a minute. Oh man, I can't find it. Where is it? Oh man, week 7. Why can't I find week 7? It's like I'm looking at everything but week 7. The freak. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen.
Titans had a bye. That's why you're not finding anything.
Oh, okay. So they did lose this week. They had a bye.
Mm-hmm.
But they still lost this week because they traded Kevin Byard to the Eagles.
That's not a loss as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, they got to start the rebuild. They got to start their rebuild.
It's a loss because it was for a 5th, a 6th, and Terrell Edmonds.
That's not a loss to me. That's fair. Boy, old. He old. He's not going to be he ain't going to be getting 60% of the snaps or nothing like that. He's just going to be a piece of the puzzle. He's old, and he's old. Wait, how old is he?
30.
Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah, he's a veteran. He'll be all right. I'm in my head, he's like 32, 34 years old in my head for some reason. I feel like he's been around forever. Well, obviously he's going to start. Who else would start? Sidney Brown? No.
Yeah, Sidney Brown scared to hit. So, yeah, the Titans lost this week.
There's a reason he was drafted so low.
I don't know what the hell is going on with that man.
Yeah, they're going to lose a lot more weeks. Number 24, the Commanders of Washington, D.C. This season, they've lost to both the Bears and the Giants. Their quarterback has been sacked 40 times in 70 games. 40 times in 70 games. That's personal. They got to be letting that man get hit.
Yeah.
But Ron Rivera was last seen holding open tryouts for linemen in the D.C. area. He was going to like Wheaton College and Salisbury State, begging kids to drop out and come play for him. You know, he was walking around Chocolate City, trying to find players on the corners, looking for big boys, trying to get him a blind side, doing anything he could because they ain't going to win if Sam Howell's getting sacked 5-6 times every game. You're just not going to win.
Please don't tell me that's true.
It's not true. It's not true. But it couldn't hurt. Like, it can't be worse than what they're putting out on the field is the problem.
Because it could be true. And that's why I'm laughing because I could see it happening. It's just.
Maybe I should have just went with him. Like, yeah, it's true. We just ran with that. Maybe we would have got some notice. Oh, well.
I'll make sure we start writing those in our articles.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of losers, the Green Bay Packers are number 23 this week. They lose to the Raiders and the Broncos. Like, how those are two of the worst teams in the league. So obviously the Packers have to be as well.
Yeah.
Luckily for Green Bay, they got a young offense and they can replace Jordan Love and keep going. I mean,
I don't think they will.
I don't see why they do anything else. I mean, Love's not it.
He's not it. But I don't think that Green Bay is because I think didn't they just give him an extension or they just paid him more money?
God, I hope not.
I feel like they're gonna.
But yeah, they might have. Yeah, they
I
did.
think they're gonna build around him, and I don't think that's a good idea. I think
Well,
he's
what? They already have an offense around him that he was the extra piece that they threw in. Like they already had the offense that he came in and fucked up. They shouldn't be rebuilding around him. They should be shipping him out, trying to bring in someone better.
You gotta grab somebody. Tank.
Yeah, they have no choice but to draft somebody. Luckily, they'll be in the top 15, so somebody should be available.
Tank. Tank.
Oh, they ain't got to tank. All they got to do is go out there and try to play, and they'll lose plenty. That's what they've been doing. Just let Jordan Love ride the season out.
Yeah, I feel bad for Aaron Jones.
I feel bad for no one except Devontae Adams because the Raiders did him dirty. Aaron Jones, nope, they drafted you. You got to play your ass off, otherwise you won't get the second contract. So I feel bad for no one who got drafted to their spot. If you were dumb enough to go trade me to this team so I can go hang out with my best friend, my college quarterback, and then you sign there and they get rid of your best friend, your college quarterback, and you're still there. Like, you the fool. You need to get the fuck out of there. You want a sinking ship, and you're the best player on the ship. So,
yeah,
go somewhere where you'll be appreciated. But it'll actually try to build around you or, adjust to you and make you the focal point of the offense, which they clearly are not doing in Oakland because that's how good of a coach Josh McDaniels is. He doesn't even use his primary weapons as much as he should. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. And that's why they need to trade Devontae. I say trade Josh Jacobs too, but Josh Jacobs is at that point where he's too old to get a big deal. So
he's only 24.
Yeah, what's your point? How many seasons he been in the league? He's too old. Like, he's got too much wear and tear already. They're not going to give him big money.
Yeah, he is a running back, so we don't pay running backs in this league. What do you think this is, son?
Right.
You want an extension. What do you think this is? You played 4 years?
Right. Boy already got enough wear and tear on his legs. He already been injured numerous times. He ain't getting money. They ain't re-signing him.
Absolutely not.
What team am I on? The Packers?
Yeah, you're.
Why am I talking about the Raiders?
Because the Raiders suck that big.
Oh, fair enough. And yet they beat the Packers. That makes sense.
Fucking
all
Packers.
Right. Yet another team of losers. Indianapolis Colts, number 22. Gardner Minshew. Check this shit out. This was the craziest shit I've ever discovered. Okay, so his last 2 games, Gardner Minshew. This week, Gardner Minshew had 3 fumbles and an interception. Okay? Last week, he had 3 interceptions and a fumble. I've never seen such a thing. How are you consistently giving up the ball 4 times every game? You can't win. You can't win.
Gardner Minshew
himself, 3 fumbles 1 game and a fumble the next game. 8 turnovers in 2 games. Yeah, himself.
when you get he's like those players that trick you into giving you big money. But he didn't get the big money. He just tricked everybody to think he was good. Like when he was in Jacksonville, he was like doing okay, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, he's actually pretty good."
Minshew mania.
And then he leaves Jacksonville and becomes every bit of ass that we should have believed he was. Like garbage. He's garbage. And it's just so funny.
He's Aiden O'Connell because that's what they did last year with Minshew. It's the same thing they're doing with Aiden O'Connell this year in Las Vegas. Same thing. In Chicago, whatever. Chicago. Yeah. I meant Chicago. Just, dinking and dunking, short passes. Just don't turn the ball over. But Minshew is not capable of doing that. 8 turnovers in 2 games is. You might as well go with the third stringer, man. If he's gonna be that bad, just go ahead and bottom out.
when we're done the show, when we get off the show, I'm gonna go look and see if if Minshew's his comp, who his comp was at the draft, because I have a feeling it was Danny Werfel.
That's disgusting. I mean,
It's a lot.
That's
Yeah.
a sad comparison, and it could be accurate. That's
It's because
sad.
he just doesn't have the arm. I feel like he doesn't have the arm talent to be. He just doesn't have it.
There's a lot of
Minshew doesn't have.
quarterbacks that don't have it.
Yeah, but he's like the Colts are like, and what also was coming up had me thinking is like, with the Colts having Anthony Richardson, is this going to become a problem?
What, Minshew?
No, Anthony
Eternal?
Richardson's health getting hurt. Is this going to become a
Mm,
problem for them?
Probably.
Like,
I mean, shit, he's a running quarterback. He's a big guy. He's going to get hurt.
mhm.
He's definitely going to get hurt running.
So what?
I
So
mean,
what would
they
you
all
do
do.
in this situation?
What do you mean? I want him to play the way he's most comfortable. If he's comfortable putting the ball down and taking off, I'm not going to stop him.
Okay.
Shit, I mean, it's probably going to be like Tua. He's going to have to learn how to take balls. He's going to learn how to adjust the contact so he doesn't get hurt. Who knows? But I mean, you can't get hurt every other game and expect to be a successful quarterback. So he's got to work on something. Maybe some time in the weight room. Build up some injury prevention, build up some muscles so they don't get destroyed left and right every time he takes off. But he's a rookie. There's time. He's young. I'm not worried about Richardson.
Yeah, because what I do see about, and I hate to say it, but physically he has a bit of a comparison to Carson Wentz as far as his body size. But the problem with Carson Wentz didn't adjust to like, he just thought that he was so big that he can just run through tackles. Same thing that happened with Ben Roethlisberger. He got hurt a lot. I think once Ben Roethlisberger starts sliding and start not taking hits, that's how you stay healthy. I think that's it, because I think Anthony Richardson has the arm talent. I just don't think he has the receivers.
No, he obviously doesn't have the receivers.
Yeah, so I think once he has those receivers, he won't have to do that, because he definitely has the arm talent to sit in a pocket and throw a ball. It's just a matter of getting some people to throw to, because if he ain't got nobody to throw to, he gonna have no choice but to run.
Yeah, I mean, they got a decent run game, but I mean, you're gonna have to use that a lot more of the run game for those passes to really work with Minshew. Otherwise, but this season's a wash. As long as Richardson's out, the longer he's out, the less, y'all might as well just play for next year.
Yeah.
Let's put some of the younger players in, see what they can do, see how ready they are. See what you got.
Downs.
Pack this season up. Yeah, Downs isn't bad from what I can see.
Yeah,
You're getting numbers.
Get the snaps. Give him the starting snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
It couldn't hurt.
Who's next? Who are we going to annihilate next?
Your mom. No.
Damn.
Oh, excuse me.
God,
all
damn.
Right. Los Angeles. Wait, where are they? The Chargers. Where the hell they play this year? I feel like after that last loss, Steely's seat has to be warm. It has to be.
It better be.
I mean, their schedule gets slightly easier. I say they'll probably pull out the next stretch 3-3 if they beat the lesser teams. They'll come out of the next 6 games about 3-3, which will be good. They won't be completely out of the running, but there's a few easy wins on their schedule coming up. So that might save Staley's job. That might save Herbert, but I doubt it. I say this is another team that's probably the last year you're going to see this group together in San Diego or Los Angeles or wherever the Chargers play.
Absolutely. One of the things I was thinking, especially with, I don't see Keenan Allen giving it that many more years.
No.
So absolutely, this is possibly their last year.
Especially as much as them receivers been beat up. Yeah, I don't know. Ain't no reason to come back if you just gonna keep getting injured every season. And you ain't making the playoffs, and you ain't no real contender. If you can't get to a team that's actually contending, don't settle for mediocrity, Keenan Allen. You deserve better.
Yeah. Or find a team where you can. He's essentially going to be a mentor to younger receivers at this point in his career, but take that. Take that. Become what Julio's about to become.
Green Bay could use you. Baltimore could use you. Buffalo could use you. Yeah, there's many better opportunities for you out there, Keenan Allen.
There are. There are.
Number 20 is a team that does not need him, however. The Los Angeles Rams. I can never remember. These teams move too much. Los Angeles Rams, yeah. And, of course, their wide receivers, Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. Because I just got to say it like that. 8 receptions, 154 yards for Puka. He boy can't be contained.
Yeah.
But they gave it up in the fourth quarter and let Pittsburgh come back and get the win. Because Rams.
My thing about Puka Nacua is I'm really excited that he can still do that even though Kupp's back. I mean, it was something that it was going to happen. It was like either one or the other. Sometimes you're going to get lucky and see both. But I'm just hoping that this isn't a fluke performing like this. Because, we saw the same thing with Chase Claypool. He came in there and was just phenomenal. And then
Claypool was effort, though.
True. Puka Nacua doesn't look like he doesn't have effort. No, he's a hard worker. He's Samoan,
effort thing here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to get into all that.
I mean, I haven't seen a Pacific Islander in the league that didn't have effort. They all come in there with their long hair and be like, ooh, 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 ooh.
Okay.
They come in here with the racist.
All right. Number 19, the Saints of New Orleans. They're not very good in the red zone, and Olave doesn't get enough targets. So they're going to have scoring troubles until they fix those issues. Which means they're going to lose more than they win.
Yeah.
I don't see what difference it would make if they're not out there moving the ball and getting numbers.
Yeah, I have nothing. There's nothing I have no idea why they're having these issues because on paper they're a solid team. So I have nothing.
Yeah, well, I've said my point on the Saints. They got opportunities ahead of them to take over the division, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. Not even as solid as that defense usually is. No. So I got nothing else for the Saints. Moving on, number 18,
Kick them in the chins.
Okay.
Number 18.
Number 18, the Minnesota Vikings. No Justin Jefferson, no big deal. They got a kid named Jordan Addison, the rookie. 7 receptions, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns, which brings him up to a rookie high 6 for the season. Yeah. I don't understand what's going on in Minnesota. They can score. They can obviously put up points, but they don't always. And their defense does not come to play. So.
Oh, no.
This is another team that's not a real contender. They'll just be middle of the pack. All right. Best bet is free agency or replacing some players, making some moves, but you got to do something to come up one way or the other, Vikings. You got anything?
Nope.
All right. Number 17 had a bye week, so I ain't going to talk much about it. You're welcome to speak on it. It's the New York Jets.
I got nothing.
All right.
I'm just hoping that they lose this week.
Okay. I'm not that far ahead. That's our preview episodes. Look forward to that, y'all, because they're coming. All right.
It's going to be fun.
It's always fun. Buffalo Bills, number 16. They lost to the Patriots. I could have dropped them lower on spite. Nobody stepped up when Diggs was contained. This offense was not. They underachieved again. They do that a lot. All the potential this offense has, you don't see it week to week. Maybe it's Allen, maybe it's coaching, but I mean, there's a consistency issue with this team week to week. And that's going to bite them in the ass the farther we get into the season.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I could have dropped them lower on spite because they lost to the Patriots. They lost to the Patriots, the bum-ass Patriots. So, be happy that I put you in the middle of the pack. I had half a mind to put you at 22, Buffalo. Do better. You got the roster to do better. You should have beat the Patriots by 42. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
And you lost. And you lost to an inferior team. That makes you a pretender this week. Number 15, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Lost on a field goal versus the Falcons. And the better team won.
Young Way Cool.
Yeah, exactly. The better team won. Buccaneers, you look like frauds. I don't believe in you.
I need somebody to explain the spelling of his name to me because that's not what I see. I see Young Hoku, but listen.
I see Cool Young Ho. Like that's a Cool Young Ho over there or something. I don't know. Either way, I know he caught hell with that name in school.
Fuck yeah. If he went to an American school,
absolutely,
he was catching that shit.
Absolutely.
Because I know I wouldn't have let that man walk around and not catch that shit. He was catching it from me.
Exactly. All day. Don't even sit near me because I'm just gonna give you shit the whole time you existing. Don't be in my presence. Like these next two teams on my list. Because they have bye weeks and I don't have much to say about them. I'm just going to say 14 is the Bengals and 13 is the Texans. So if you have anything to say on it, the floor is yours. I'm not discussing bye week teams.
Yeah, the Bengals are not impressive. The Texans are. That's all I have to say.
Okay. I do love that Texans defense. I love what the Texans are doing out there. Not so much what the Bengals are doing. So I expected more out of Cincy. That's it for them. Texans, Coach of the Year. All right.
Yeah.
That's what I said. I say D'Amico for Coach of the Year. That's all I got for Houston.
Okay.
Now, number 12. Number 12. Number 12. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Deontay Johnson's back, and him and Pickens look like a force at receiver. This might be the thing that saves Pittsburgh's season, that saves Kenny Pickett's job. With that said, as far as offensively, that run game, more Jaylen Warren. Just more Jaylen Warren. That can only benefit your team. Give him more passes, give him more rushes. Just use him more. But that means less whatever his name is. What's his name? Running back. Najee. Yeah. Got Nico in my head. Najee Harris, yeah. If you got to use less of him, that's fine. He's not Jerome Bettis. And that's an old school type of play. Like you gotta catch up with the modern game. Looking at you, Matt Canada. You see what's working. At this point, you have to know what's working for your team, and that is where you go with your strategy. You have to play with what works. Okay? That means less of Najee, more of Warren. That means more Deontay and Pickens. Okay? Use your weapons, Pittsburgh. You're lucky 100%. You're at 12 this week. You're lucky you're at 12 this week because I still don't see it with you. I had Kenny Pickett for 4,040 touchdowns. You a big-ass disappointment. So that's where I stand with y'all. Give Jaylen Warren more carries.
I knew that wasn't happening, so.
Right. Same. You got anything for Pittsburgh?
No.
I do have one thing. I predict at some point next season, well, before next season, after this season, obviously off season, whatever, yada, yada. Boulevard predicts there will be a trade. Deshaun Watson will be traded for Kyler Murray. I don't even know why I put that in there. I wasn't that high yet, but let's see, I have something for this team. Oh, yeah, okay, that's what it was. I have little asterisks next to things I have little details about. Here it was. Jeffrey Okuda, since he's gone to Atlanta, has allowed 31.3% completion percentage and no touchdowns when he was covering the receiver. That's what I had for the Falcons. Bijan left with illness. By the way, Atlanta's my number 11. I don't know if y'all figured that out there. Falcons my number 11. Bijan left the game with an illness after one carry for 5. But the run game was still working. And Desmond Ridder completed what I assume is a career high 76% of his passes in the win versus Tampa. As I said, the better team won. They beat that team without their best running back, their best offensive weapon.
Who took the carries out there?
Combination. A lot of I think Cordell had 10 rushes that game.
Okay.
And Allgeier, he had got carries too, but he only had 2.9 per carry.
Mm-hmm.
So Allgeier's been been mediocre all season. He's had a couple games. He's had a game, but he isn't. Yeah. That Falcons game could still be improved a lot. Yes. Hopefully Bijan's back this week or Behin's back this week, whatever I want to call him today.
Behind.
Yeah. Ass. Number 10 is this week's number 1 defense, the Seattle Seahawks. In spite of the fact that Geno had a fumble and an interception, Geno had a solid game. And that defense, as I said, is number 1 this week, subject to change, obviously. Last week it was Cleveland. But, as long as they do what they do and Geno keeps the turnovers to a minimum, Lord knows if he doesn't screw up, the sky's the limit with that offense. That is should be a potent offense. It should be. I mean, at least on paper it is. There's everywhere but tight end, they're solid.
Mm-hmm.
And who's that? Noah Fant?
Where's that? Cleveland?
No. What? How did I get all you back up here? Hold on. You lost me.
Oh, Seattle. I'm sorry.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, Seahawks.
I don't know why I was thinking Deshaun Watson.
Good running game, good receivers, decent tight end. Yeah, this is a team that should be giving you 30 a game. Well, there's all.
Yeah, I agree there. Noah Fant not performing the way he should. I think it's just. I don't think it's a matter of him not being good. I think it's just a matter of that offense.
Yeah,
they have better. The other weapons are just that good that they don't necessarily need to. He doesn't need to be utilized as much. I don't think it's necessarily him.
They got him blocking because they can't protect. They can't protect Geno. They got a man in there blocking, going totally against his ability.
Yeah, he's definitely not that kind of running tight end.
No, he's not.
He's definitely the type of tight end that'll burn somebody.
Yeah, but they can't do that because they can't block because they're Seattle. That's just what Seattle can't block. So, they're number 9 this week. Number 10 has a bye week, and I hate them, so I won't discuss them much. How do you feel about the Dallas Cowboys at number 9, GQ?
Soon, next time this question is asked to me, I will have something ready for it. But I say the Cowboys. The Cowboys. Oh, you didn't hear me? I'm sorry. You didn't hear me.
Nobody heard
I
me.
got you. Fuck the Cowboys. Fuck them with something hard, dry, and sandpapery. Fuck 'em.
Yeah, so what he said, fuck the Cowboys with something hard and sandpapery.
I feel better now.
And also covered in monkey poo, just so they get infected. On that note, number 8. Should not be number 8. They had a terrible game, but they lost to a far superior team. Detroit Lions are my number 8 this week. They allowed 4 touchdowns in their first 4 defensive series. And on offense, they went 3 and out 3 straight times, then turned it over on downs on the 4th time. That's how you get stuck behind another team. Yeah. And they could not catch up, and they were manhandled by the Ravens, a far superior team. This was the one someone put in my ear that they were up in that. Oh, wait, this isn't even a wrong game. Okay, never mind. I'm ditching that. Point is, the Lions went out there and they failed. They did not perform up to what we've expected out of the Lions this season, and they're only still in the top 10 because they lost to a far superior team in the Ravens.
I have to disagree with you there because you said that they didn't perform to the expectation of the Lions. And to that, I have to my rebuttal to that is it's the Lions. And the Lions, we expect the Lions to perform badly. So I feel like the Lions.
This ain't your daddy's Lions.
This
These
is the
Lions actually
Lions.
bite ankles and bite kneecaps. And they want to run through people. This team, this is the tough Lions. This ain't like every other Lions team we expect. Barry and Herman Moore ain't coming through that door anytime soon. No, this is brand new. This is a modern offense. They play. They just did not show up this week. I mean, nobody showed up this week. And that one, I mean, don't get me wrong. St. Brown got like 13 catches, 14 catches, 12 catches, something like that. But that was more of a necessity. Somebody had to be making those catches than a successful offense, a successful drive. That was more somebody had to do it. Gibbs got his first touchdown, but so what? What's that matter? It was the end of the game, mercy rule touchdown. It means nothing.
Right.
Lamar, however, got 3 in the air and 1 on the ground. He had a Lamar game, what we expect, and that's why the score is 38-6 for the Ravens. Why the Ravens whipped the Lions' ass. They were a much better team. You got anything else for Detroit?
Nothing.
Okay. All right, that takes me to number 7, the Cleveland Browns. What are they going to do at quarterback? P.J. Walker was pretty bad off the bench. Watson's still hurt. What are they going to do?
I mean, they just got they can't go back to DTR. DTR is just not it. If PJ Walker's not doing it for you, would you either go in the free agency? I don't even know what's available at this point unless you're thinking about going Carson Wentz.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to get some. Whoever you pick up is not necessarily going to be an improvement.
Yeah. So I feel like
you play the trade market. That's your best bet. But you already just spent all that money on Deshaun, and you're going to, whoever you pick up, you're probably not going to want to keep. So they're screwed. They're screwed. And Deshaun Watson holds them in the palm of his hand. If he says he's not healthy or he doesn't want to play, he's not going to play, and they're not going to stop him.
Right.
However, there is a bright spot for Cleveland. It's Myles Garrett. 7.5 sacks and 3 fumbles this season already. 7.5 sacks in 3 games. That boy's a monster, and he's probably your defensive player of the year. At least, I mean, obviously through the first half of the season, he's your defensive player of the year. But if he keeps this pace, like, he might be looking at the record, like the sack record. So just something to watch in the second half of the season.
I'm looking forward to it. I want to see.
Yeah. If anybody's gonna get it, I want to see him get it more than that bitch ass fucking Michael Strahan and that fluke ass sack. Can't stand Michael Strahan. All right. You got anything? Nothing else for Cleveland?
Nothing else.
Does Cleveland not rock? All right.
Not for me.
All right. Cleveland smoke rock. Number 6, San Francisco 49ers. Purdy looked real flawed this week. He didn't have his full complement of weapons. He didn't have his full arsenal on display. So when you get 2 turnovers and a missed field goal in the Minnesota 30-yard line, not a great game for San Francisco, especially not from what we'd have expected from San Francisco. That's 2 losses in a row. Now we're looking at you like, who are you? What is your team? Are you a real contender? Well, you got time to show us because we're not even fully halfway through the season yet. But you got to fix this. And if it's injuries, then you're screwed. But you got to find a way to fix this. You don't have much depth at all. So you got what you got. So you need to adjust, Shanahan. You need to do something. 2 in a row, 2 national games in a row. We see you losing. We see you failing. Get it together. Get it together.
Yeah,
we expect more out of you, San Fran.
It is exactly what I've been saying for a while. Like, Purdy hasn't played anybody. He hadn't played a defense that put the pressure on him. When he gets that pressure, he can't play. That's it. That's all I got to say about 49ers. Put the pressure on him, the dude folds. Right. I don't think it doesn't matter whether he has Debo, Ayuk. It doesn't matter. He had Christian McCaffrey there. There's no excuse. You folded. You can't handle the pressure. That's what I got to say about the 49ers.
That sure as hell what it looked like to me. Minnesota beat them, for goodness sake. All right. Speaking of potential pretenders beating up on a weak competition, my number 5 team lost this week to the Philadelphia Eagles. That would be the Miami Dolphins. Are they pretenders or was it injuries? Because their game might have been a lot different had Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard played. Like, it would have been a much different game. Results wouldn't have changed. The score would have. But it would have been a much more competitive game if somebody was actually trying to contain the Eagles receivers. Not like the way the Eagles beat up this offense and shut them down, top to bottom. It was beautiful as an Eagles fan. It was beautiful to watch them put the beats to them.
I feel like the Eagles played the way the Eagles play, regardless of who's guarding them.
Mm-hmm.
I think what had happened was that Miami couldn't play the offense that they wanted to play. I don't think it had anything to do with the Miami defense. I feel like Miami's offense couldn't do what Miami's offense wanted to do because the Eagles' defense was just,
more physical,
crazy,
more active, more aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all. That's all I say about that. I don't think they're pretender. Well, I don't think they're necessarily pretenders. I just feel like the Eagles are a better team without any shadow of a doubt.
Right. Well, yeah, no doubt. Defense is miles ahead of the Dolphins, and before yesterday or day before, I would have called them more closer to even offensively, but defensively, obviously, Eagles have one of the top 3 defenses in the league. Dolphins may have a top 20 defense. So, Dolphins, get in the lab, figure it out, because now there's film on how to beat y'all. So y'all need to make adjustments, like a lot of adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out. Looking at you, McDaniels. Ball boy. All right. Number 4. Oh, this hurts my pride because I'm not even convinced this is a real place. Like, I don't even think this place exists. But the Duval Jaguars.
Nope.
But they're in first place. The defense looks solid.
Nope.
They don't feel like a contender to me, though.
Nope.
No. They also, I want to take away points, but I can't because they lost in week 4 to Houston by 20. So that feels like it should be a demerit because, well, at least they shouldn't be number 4, but they're number 4 this week. because they're winning games when they need to.
Nope.
I mean, maybe that Houston game will come back to haunt them later in the season. Maybe they're in a rematch. They get even. Who knows? But for now, you're at number 4. I don't see you staying there. I don't necessarily believe in you that much, Jaguars. And Duval's not a real place, so you don't even have fans.
As far as the London Jaguars go, is they're good, but I'm not impressed at all.
Right.
Like
the West End Jaguars do not look like a real team at all. Like not like a
Right.
real contender, no.
Right. I'm like, I came to watch football. I didn't come here to watch that soccer movie that's on the Apple TV.
Can you be a little specific?
It's the show with the dude that, goddamn, can't remember. And it's right off the top of my. It's like probably one of the best soccer movies out here. Soccer TV shows. I'm sorry.
Okay. Ted Lasso?
Ted Lasso. There you go.
No.
Yeah.
Nah.
We like, yeah, I don't care. Only thing I want to hear about in the UK as far as football is Ted Lasso. That's it. I don't want to see NFL in London. It's annoying to me.
Oh, they ain't doing it for you. They doing it for London. They trying to go national, universal. They think they got a game that everybody wants to watch. I don't think everybody wants to watch football, especially since most countries don't even play it. Yeah. Like, what is this? What is going on? It's like an American watching CFL football. It's like, what is this? This makes no sense. Or worse, watching Arena League, where you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I do get confused watching Canadian football.
Yeah. Like 3 downs, the Rouge, all that weird shit. Yeah, it's not the same game.
I could never.
I mean, if the Jaguars want to move to London full time and be the silly nannies, I'm all for that. Like, I'm all for that.
Shapoopy.
We should truly stop pretending like Jacksonville really gives a shit about this football team.
Relocate them.
Yeah, you need to go somewhere where you're appreciated. Not just having the bandwagons and the fair weathers on your job because you got a quarterback all of a sudden. No. But the hell with the Jaguars. You're number 4 this week. You'll be 14 next week, 24 the week after that. Number 3, the Baltimore Ravens. He whipped Detroit's ass. 3 passing touchdowns. 6 Baltimore receivers had at least 30 yards of receiving. 9 had receptions. He spread the ball around, and Detroit did nothing to stop it. Baltimore scored 4 times before Detroit got their first down. This was a beatdown, a magnitude 8 beatdown. If this were an earthquake, it would have split the field in half. It was disgusting. Good job, Ravens. You almost looked capable this week.
One thing about the Ravens is when they come to play, they score. They put points on the board.
Oh, yeah.
They're up there. Yeah. But the problem is that they have a habit of not doing that. Like, they have a habit of not coming to play, and then they have to play catch up. So I was actually excited to see that they did perform. It sucked that it had to come at the expense of the Detroit Lions, but somebody had to lose. Sucks that it had to be the Lions.
I'm good with it. I mean, I'm still not satisfied with those Ravens receivers, even the way Lamar spread around. I'm still not satisfied. I still don't believe in them. I still don't believe in that offense. It's still weaponless. You got all these talented athletes, but no real weapons outside of Zay and Mark Andrews.
Right.
So I'm still doubting them. But this number 2 team, I have no doubt about. Yeah, we're already up to number 2. Damn. This went kind of fast. Making good time. All right. Number 2 team is the Kansas City Chiefs. As the only team entering the week in the top 5 of offensive and defensive estimated points added. They shut down the Chargers offense. The Chargers offense didn't score a single point in the second half. And, as long as Mahomes and Reed are there, the Chiefs are going to score. So this wasn't much of a game. This is the kind of game you expect from a top 5, top 2, top team. Like one of the real dangerous teams in the league. It's what you expect. They beat the shit out of the teams that are beneath them. That's what happened. You got anything on Kansas City?
I think Kansas City is. I mean, we knew that Kansas City was a really good team. It's no surprise here that they won. That Kansas City is a solid team, and I mean they're going to continue to win. They're going to continue to look good, and they have no choice but to do that because when you got somebody like Sailor Twift and on the sideline, I mean you have no choice but to just be dominant. So, I mean, it is what it is. They're a very marketable team. Yeah, I guess.
And Taylor Kelsey had 12 receptions, 179 yards, and a touchdown, which really boosted Pat Mahomes' 424 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's an ass whooping. You're right, like that last at 31-17, it was 24 to most of the game, 24-17 most of the game, and the Chargers could not catch up. They just couldn't do it because they're not good enough. They're not coached well enough. They have the offense to do so, but somehow you can't score with Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, Joe Kelly. Like you can't score with these people. Justin Herbert, you can't get more than 2 touchdowns out of this offense, and I don't get it. But they played a better team, and the Chiefs dominated the way we expect them to dominate. So there are my number 2 team. So you know what that means. There's one team left. That team is coming straight off the Orange Street subway, and that is the Philadelphia Eagles. I said Orange Street, the orange line. The Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown have combined for 701 yards over Brown's past 5 games. That's dominance. He's unstoppable. The defense shut down that famous Miami offense that dropped 70 on bum-ass Broncos to 244 yards and 10 offensive points. And to add whatever salt to your cut, to your wound, they just signed Kevin Byard from Tennessee. I don't know where I stand on it, but I mean, the Byard thing, I know it's an improvement, but I can't imagine it's going to be like when the safety from New Orleans came over. I can't imagine it's going to have that much of an effect.
I mean, I don't think it's going to have that much of an effect because it's a weakness for sure, but I feel like the Eagles have been performing well enough that we don't really notice that that's a problem. And I think
they're still doing enough to win against no matter who's in front of them.
Right. And it's basically, it comes down to that defensive line.
Yeah.
It's like, and I have to talk about Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter because
naturally
Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, I forgot that Fletcher Cox was a Philadelphia Eagle last night. I mean, on Sunday night. I forgot that he was on the team Sunday night. It completely slipped my mind. I forgot about Brandon Graham. I forgot about Josh Sweat. I forgot about that entire defensive line. I forgot about the linebacker core. I forgot that the team had so many injuries because Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis were just phenomenal.
Right.
I love that. And I feel like anybody who let Jalen Carter slip, this is going to be your biggest problem for the rest of your, listen, people are going to be eating all of that for the rest of the damn year, maybe even the rest of his damn career.
More so the Giants and the Redskins, Commanders than anybody. need to be kicking Ace out because he's going to beat their quarterbacks up every like twice a season, every year for the next 10 years. So we're going to have the best D line in the league for, like I said, the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Here, young, the way we're drafting talent in, and we're doing a really good job. Howie has been excellent lately at drafting linemen. What's his face? Derek Barnett withstanding, because he should have been gone. But yeah, if Howie's got any more moves left, I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. As we could still use another safety, we could still use another linebacker. We could always use more weapons on offense, though we don't really need them, but we could still use them. Could definitely use somebody else. Since we're not going to use Rashard Penny, maybe go search free agency, go find another running back. No. But, whatever gets us more points gets us to the promised land. I'm all for it. Howie, as of right now, you're my hero. I'm going to stay respecting all that bullshit. Don't fuck it up. You're in my good graces. Nobody's in my good graces. So appreciate that. Appreciate that you have won my adoration. Okay, enough screaming.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was our Mighty Morphin Power Rankings. It was a very more phenomenal episode. And if you like what you saw, you know exactly what you need to do. Like and subscribe, share it with your friends. And we can't all be starters, so
the bench!